Good evening and welcome to the BKT EuroCup press conference here in London with the game just taking place between Cedevita, Olimpija and Ljubljana. I'm joined by head coach Simone Piagiani. Coach, tough loss for your team tonight. What's the feeling like in the locker room at the moment?
It's feeling on my players, of course. They, for many reasons and for many injuries that we have for all season, we compete more or less all games, like also tonight. And then we are with 0 victories, so of course they are a little bit not comfortable with this kind of record, but it's my job is to keep them with their heads high, because even tonight they play, even with all problems that we have, I don't need to mention one more time, but we knew from the beginning we have a gap of energy, of athleticism with London, and also we make really tough game 48 hours ago with Partizan in our league, and so it was not simple. We have no time to prepare the game, just coming yesterday and play again with different situation without big men. But I think that we play a good game together, try to stay in the game until the end. I think that was at the end also good basketball game for fans for EuroCup, but this is, of course, doesn't give us more happiness to my players that deserve to have some victory for the way that they compete all the time. Today is question of details, because I don't watch the final gap, but the game was one basket different in that moment that we have one turnover in open court, but we had one young guys, a young kid that we need to also make experience for them, so it's okay that we try this and to have this kind inside in the crucial moment. And then 2-3 situation about offensive rebound, 2-3 1-1 in defense. We can be a little bit more solid to decide to resist and to decide the game in our direction. But this was the game. At the end, I think that we play good. We find the open man. We make assists. We share the ball in the right way. And unfortunately, we pay this gap that I told you about athleticism and about energy. And this can be a problem. And then little bit less experience to stay together, because my teams never stay together. We recovered Justin Cobbs just 3 days ago. We played 2-3 weeks without 2 point guards. And then Prepelic is the first time these last 3 days that play with Cobbs. So in some moment, this kind of we are without our big man that is started. Usually we play for him, giving a lot of space, a lot of hurry-up. So its passing line also are different, no, for us, and changing every game goal something. So this kind of experience that you have together, usually when you are in the crucial possession of the game, sometimes you pay. This is what's happened also tonight.
Yeah, and of course, obviously moving forward, you take on Paris Basketball in your next EuroCup game. How do you regroup?
So easy, no?
It's not an easy game at all. How do you regroup, and what are you going to say to the players to get them back for that game?
Guys, for us, we have to go game by game. Now we have another really, really tough game. We have the same record with Budućnost in Montenegro Saturday, and now we have only to come back to fly again to Montenegro. So we have to say like that, count players and energy, because to stay together after in 48 hours, some of my veteran players, I overused them. I'm overusing them, and so we have to check day by day. But it's important that game like this give us, better knowledge between players, each other. So this is like also good practice for us to become more solid team. So I hope that we play other solid game, and then from Monday we try to prepare Paris, that we know that they are the best team in this moment, and they, after the first loss, they will come, for sure to win the game. This is something that we suffer, because style of play also, like with London, it's kind of team that with their speed, with their playing in upper court, we are suffering a lot. So, but it was good that if we stay on the game on the road here, I hope that we can stay solid also with Paris at home.
Perfect. Thank you. Any questions from the floor?
Yes. So you had 2 very close games, the previous one and now with the London Lions, a great team. And you lost them both, but you had a very good game in Partizan. So how come is EuroCup does not really perform but you have such a great performance in the ABA League.
Yeah, sometimes it's like that because it's question of details. And, we won in ABA League 2-3 close game, tough game, even on the road. And in EuroCup, not only these two, but for example, we lost against Badalona in overtime, scoring the basket at 2 seconds, 0.4. We were leading the game, they have out of bounds, and they scored at the last second and we lost. So 2-3 games like that, sometimes you can have maybe 2 victories here, 1 or 2 victories less in ABA League. This is something. It's not because the difference with the two competitions. The problem is that, like I told you, when you have so tough schedule, so tough season with 2 very strong competitions like ABA League and EuroCup, team like us that is completely new from the summer, new coaching staff, new players, they never play. A lot of players new for these competitions too, because also our, American DJ stewards directly for G League, first year in Europe. So Amadou saw just 1 year in France, but never play EuroCup or this kind of competitions, teams that was not play playoffs in France, so they are new. And when you are new and you start to have injuries, and you have never the same player to practice from the pre-season, this is at the end you pay. So my job is to keep calm the players and just think not about records, but think single game, and not even single game, single practice to be better. So this is what they have to do. When you are like this, at the end something good will happen. And it's like, I hope in ABA League we can arrive in a springtime in a good position and better team that we can improve and be better. Unfortunately, in EuroCup, like I say many times, this season will finish early. There is not also, this is first season that we needed maybe the FIBA window in November, there is not, or break in the Christmas time to add, there is not. So now it's like that. When you are like that, you must, keep playing and see.
You mentioned about having a new team. So how important it is to bring such a veteran and a player from EuroLeague as Prepelic?
No, for sure. This is something, if you want to build something, you need some veteran like Prepelic, Blažić, that they show the way even to the new generation, even every day in practice. And what I was worried for this, that the moment that Prepelic come in the same game, I was not also on the bench because I would stay out for 3-4 games. My assistants were there, but we planned in the game, in the same game against Prometei, Cobbs was injured in the first minute. So the first, Prepelic come in the first day, so we had to put these 3 games, EuroCup in a row, Prepelic only like point guard. And it cannot use his skill, put him and Blažić like 2 point guard. They spend a lot of energy to go there, to call. This is sometimes because you see, when just putting Justin Cobbs inside, and we are missing again Radicevic, it is the other point guard. But to play Blažić and Prepelic in their natural, normal position, we play excellent in game with Partizan, and we play also tonight a solid game in offense, But just to put this, it's for sure to have this player is the key, because if not, you cannot compete. If you have players new, someone have to be not newcomer in this business, because if not, playing every 48 hours and traveling, it's tough.
Great. Thank you very much, Coach. Really appreciate your time.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
We'll be shortly joined. We'll shortly be joined by head coach of the London Lions, Petar Božić, and Conor Morgan. So welcome back to the BKT EuroCup press conference here in London, joined by head coach Petar Božić of the London Lions and Conor Morgan. Conor, great win for you guys tonight. Another one in the EuroCup locker. What's the feeling like in the changing room?
I mean, after you win, it's always good. But that's a lot better team than their record shows. I think obviously they had a huge win 2 days ago against Partizan. I said it in the pregame press conference, and they're not a 0-7, 0-8 team. I think that team easily can compete in this group, and they got off to a tough start with injuries and whatnot. And I think tonight that was a bigger momentum win for us than people really realize.
And what gave you the momentum to take that win?
Honestly, it's just our togetherness. I think it was about 2.5 minutes left in the game, and we were kind of in a lull, a little bit of a negative energy, kind of moving around on the bench, and we were able to just kind of lock back in and focus on just closing the game out, because we knew if we let that one slip away, we would have been really upset in the locker room after the game.
Perfect, thank you. Coach, obviously 4 players in double figures for you guys tonight. Gabe Olasheni with a double-double, Matthew Morgan with 24 and Conor Morgan with 18, top in the list. What does it mean when you have the players like that on the roster to be able to share the ball so well?
It's really mean a lot, especially because that's all is a product of the team play. So we have 23 assists, and you know, we played unselfish like always. So this today the team game lift up those 4 guys. Next game maybe will be someone else.
And obviously moving into EuroCup action, British Basketball League action against Newcastle Eagles tomorrow night. Moving into EuroCup action next week, taking on Wolves Vilnius. What do you have to change or adapt to keep the momentum and get the win against them?
I mean, we are going day by day, so we are focused on tomorrow's game and see how we're going to balance and manage the minutes and win that game. So, and then we're going to think about next EuroCup game. So that's our approach day by day.
Perfect, thank you. Any questions from the floor?
We mentioned that you're gonna face BC Wolves next week. What are the most difficult and like the obstacles that you are gonna face with a lot of the opponent team having a lot of injuries? What is gonna be the most difficult thing to face next week?
I mean, the one thing that you mentioned about injuries, everybody is facing that problem. So. We are facing as well, so we gotta first manage tomorrow game, honestly. But we'll see how our roster gonna look like for that game, and you know, we are going every practice, every game to be better and hopefully win.
Thank you. And for Conor, you have 4 days free after the game tomorrow. What are you going to do? Are you going to rest or prepare for the next game?
I mean, we got to prepare for the next game. That's what we're paid to do. We'll play the game tomorrow, obviously. We might get 1 day off or whatnot, depending on how generous coach is feeling. And then we'll get back in the gym and start preparing for the Lithuanian team.
Thank you very much.
Perfect. That concludes the BKT EuroCup press conference here in London. Thank you very much.